the one and only Optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to all of the absolutely incredible contributions from my Optibotimus Plus channel members, including one of my newest ones, Big Cat, we're going to be taking a look at the new NECA Toys Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Super Bebop and Mighty Rocksteady. Debuting in the third season of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon series, these two guys were attempts by Shredder and Krang to replace Bebop and Rocksteady. For the package, as you can see, you got a really nice open window that fully showcases the figures as well as their accessories. You have gorgeous art images of Super Bebop and Mighty Rocksteady right there at the bottom. Of course, you got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle logo right there in the center. You also have that here on the top of the package. The side here has an up-close image showcasing Super Bebop. The other side here has that image of Mighty Rocksteady. Come around to the back of the package. You got some more product shots, a couple cross-sells with Ace Duck and Mutagen Man, of course the Pizza Monster, and of course Anthrax and Scumbug, which I probably will not be picking up. And then you get a recycled bio for the Ninja Turtles. Again, I really wish some of these were updated for whichever character you have. I don't think that would be too difficult to print new bios there, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. But for the packaging on these two, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get them out here and see how cool they actually are. Alright guys, so here we have Super Bebop and Mighty Rocksteady opened up and out of their packaging. And first and foremost, I want to mention this. Now, while the packaging, as far as I can remember, is the same in terms of the overall thickness and quality of the cardboard, the background here actually feels considerably thicker. By my recollection, the majority of them were very, very thin. This is full on, like, cardboard as opposed to just maybe like a thick cardstock paper. This is really nice. Granted, it's probably still a little bit too small to fit in a detail, but I could probably actually make it work with kind of like folding those little side bits right there. So that's cool, and I love the fact that the Technodrome is right there. That's something that, in terms of a diorama, I would absolutely love. Maybe not necessarily the entire Technodrome. I mean, we're spoiled by getting the Turtle Van. I don't expect to get a full-on Technodrome, but I would love a diorama of the inside with like the portal to Dimension X. Now, coming in to take a closer look at the figures. This is kind of an interesting one. I do remember the episode. It was in like season 3 or something like that. And Shredder and Krang were trying to control humans. So they created a device that they were going to put on the top of a building that was going to send out a signal that was going to mind control all humans. The only people or things that were immune to that were mutants. So Shredder sent Bebop and Rocksteady. They screwed up, as they always do, which resulted in Krang kind of robo-cloning them in terms of these guys. But some of these accessories, it just doesn't really make sense for me. Now, in addition to the two-fisted hands that both of the figures have, both of them also come with a left hand here that is just kind of in a rounded circle sort of thing where you could have them hold weapons. Both also have a right hand that is done up more in a trigger finger sort of position. Kind of, see there? Oh, it's blurry. One thing that people have talked about, how these do kind of look like the Power Glove from the Nintendo days. They definitely do. You also do get a pair of relaxed hands for both Bebop and Rocksteady, and another pair for the other one. So you get all those. You also get a couple guns. Now these guns are completely different than the ones we got previously. I love the way that these look. Great detail on them. Paint applications all are just absolutely stellar, as you would expect from them. It does have that very kind of brittle almost feeling plastic, so it's always something that makes me nervous, but still really nice nonetheless. You get a ripped up and broken parking meter. Again, great paint detail. I love how they actually have some dirt here, and then on the top section is painted to kind of look like cement. I really like how they have that. That doesn't remove or anything, but you got the little hole going through there, and then you can see the brown dirt on the bottom. That's how it would be if this was ripped out of the ground. You got the little coin section right here with the nice white paint. You can see that the meter section on the inside is actually broken, which looks cool, but overall, great detail on this. And then you get these. Now, these I don't remember. The device that they used to control the minds of humans did not look like this. as far as I can really remember. This is a bomb, which definitely was not something that they used. And this, I'm thinking that this is the control. No, actually, it's not, because it was like a floppy disk. So honestly, I don't honestly have any idea what this is. If you guys know what these are from, go ahead and leave me a comment down in the comment section, because genuinely, I do not remember. And I'm sure one of you guys do. And NECA's pretty good about kind of homaging other things with some of their releases, so maybe that's what it is. But for Bebop or Super Bebop and Mighty Rocksteady, here they are. Now, bringing in the originals, you can see doing the comparison right away. Here he is, and here is the original Bebop. All of these look great. Now, Bebop and Rocksteady have had a couple different variants in the past, and personally, I feel that this is the best one that we've gotten. I mean, they did like a pirate release where they were in their pirate costume. They did the Easter Bunny ones. I never really cared about any of those. These guys, though, look really very cool. And while, yeah, they are one-off, like a lot of these figures are, what's really impressive is just about everything on here that I can tell has completely been remolded. I'm taking a look here. I mean, everything, even the upper torso, all of it is different. Maybe the shoulder, but no, that's completely rounded, whereas this has a little bit of a musculature in terms of the sculpt. This is all, everything on here, as far as I'm seeing, is completely a new sculpt, which is very, very impressive to see. Just kind of doing a little side by side here so you can see them. All of these guys, though, turned out great, as you would expect, but these also were some of the earlier figures. So you can see one thing that's really nice is seeing the consistency with the line and how this far along still has a high degree of detail. Now, starting off first with Super Bebop, setting this guy off to the back. Again, absolutely gorgeous looking. You can see amazing amount of detail throughout the entire thing. The majority of his body is done in a silver, obviously, and then you have that shading thing kind of going on in the back area. Like you can see it up here with the lighter color shell, with the darker color shell. All the different molded in detail bits showing off the metallic section. Even going down as far as having the vest, which just has some I mean, it's ridiculous. So ridiculous that honestly Krang and Shredder thought that robotic clones of Bebop and Rocksteady would be a great idea. They were basically as useless as the other guys. You got little gun things coming out here. Great detail with the head. You got the mohawk with the little section here coming around the back. Of course, he's wearing his glasses. You can articulate the mouth open, which is nice. And then you can see the inside here has a nice gray painted tongue as well. You can see the hinge there works really nice. Just gorgeous detail all the way around. Really very stellar. Articulation wise is basically what you would expect. The head here is a little bit limited because of how big it is, but you can get it looking left and right pretty decently. As you can see, the mouth can open and close. The shoulders here move forward and back. These pieces here are on separate pieces, so you can hinge that upward, and that doesn't really affect anything there, which is nice. You have a rotation at the upper part of the bicep. You got two bends here at the elbow. The wrists do move forward and back. They also hinge. You do have a upper diaphragm joint, but this one's really kind of hard to get to because of the vest itself. So that doesn't really do a lot of rotation, a little bit there. And then you have a waist section down here, which does kind of move around very nicely. Hips move forward and back. They move in and out. They rotate at the upper part. You also have the two bends at the knee, come down to the ankles. Those move forward and back, and then they have the hacky sack pose. So all the same articulation in the figures, or these figures that we've gotten before. As I said, they've nailed it. They know what they're doing with these guys, and it's really quite impressive to see how long they've been going. For Mighty Rocksteady here, again, same kind of detail. One thing that's kind of unfortunate for me, my leg, as you can see, got bent a little bit, so it kind of bows in. I could probably heat that up and move that out so that it doesn't look as bad, but honestly, I kind of like the little bow-leggedness of them. Again, great level of detail all the way around. You got these little blaster things that are permanently attached to his back. You got these little hoses that come down, but again, they're not actually attached to the shoulder, so you can get a full range of motion, and really doesn't look like it breaks things up. I mean, moving it up, it still looks like it's actually a part of that shoulder section, which is greof You got the what looks like a radio right there. Of course, he can open his mouth. Got the gray section on the inside as well. Nice, kind of like riveted detail on the inside of his ears. Everything on this guy, again, very, very nice. This arm has this little box-looking shape, but then on this one has like this gun thing. None of these guns, if I remember right, did anything in the cartoon. They were just kind of there. It's almost like Shredder and Krang just came up with some parts that were laying around and used them to put these guys together, I guess. Same kind of cell shading thing. We got the darker colors on the back, whereas the front have these more bright colors. Of the two, honestly, I would probably say that Super Bebop is my favorite looking of the two. Just, I don't know, the colors just really kind of pop with this one, with the red and such on here. But Mighty Rocksteady is a really solid looking figure as well. Same articulation, as you can see, the head, it does kind of change a little bit because of the shape of it and such, so you can kind of only really get him looking about that far, which is fine. You do have the hinge for the mouth. His opens up a little bit further than Bebop's, but that's not bad. You can see the shoulder section. You can rotate the bicep, the double joints there for the elbow. Same thing with the wrist. This one is the upper torso here. This is a little bit easier to get to because it's not hindered by the vest, so you can kind of rotate that around a little bit more, and there's a little bit more wiggle. And then you come down to the waist, and that also does rotate. Of course, you got the hips forward and back rotation, the knees and all that, bending around, ankles forward and back, in and out, all that. So basically all the same articulation you would expect. I don't know though why they didn't include that device that they use to try and control the humans. That seems kind of like a missed opportunity. Overall, I think the set is absolutely worth it. At a little over $50, this is a good value. You get a lot of accessories. You get two completely brand new figures with no reused parts. I really don't understand. I mean, having a bomb, I guess, is a normal thing. But this, again, I'm not really entirely sure. So I don't know why they couldn't have included that mind control device. And while, yeah, these guys only appeared in one episode, they were pretty central to that episode. And just basically are robotic versions of Bebop and Rocksteady. It was kind of like seeing robotic versions of Bill and Ted when I was a kid, which is something they did do in Bogus Journey. So I don't know if they were timing it with it or what, I don't remember. But it was fun, it was cool, and if you're collecting a lot of these figures, this is definitely a set that I would recommend picking up. If you are just kind of sticking strictly to main characters, you probably are going to pass on this. But longtime fans and collectors are probably going to pick this up. One thing that is nice is that as we get further down the line where they're doing more deep cuts, these are not flying off the shelf. I found mine locally, which is always a great thing when you're able to walk into a Target and find them. Because as I mentioned previously, all of the TMNT cartoon turtles are exclusive to Target stores. And sometimes that can get tricky. But if you are looking for these guys, good luck and happy hunting. They are out there, so have at it. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. There's my look at the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Super Bebop, and Mighty Rocksteady. As always, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and please remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all for watching and taking the time to be a kid.